Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews. Back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at is a beer from Highland Brewing Company out of Asheville, North Carolina. Highland Brewing was established in 1994, so they've been around for a little while. This is the Rising Haze IPA. It is an unfiltered New England style IPA. Clocks in at 7% alcohol by volume. Love the bright label. Pretty simple can art, but their logo, I've always loved their logo. Really cool stuff. Okay, so this can was filled on July 22nd of 2020. So less than 2 months old, relatively fresh for this style of beer. It says on the label too, Asheville's original craft beer. Little description as well, naturally hazy with vibrant and juicy notes of citrus, pineapple, and apricots. Independent, family owned since 1994. Okay. I cannot wait to get into this beer. And as expected, nice and hazy. Little bit of particulate matter floating around in there. It is unfiltered, as they disclose on the label. So that's to be expected as well. So a nice orange color, hazy with the particulate matter floating around, about a two-finger white, kind of a cross between a creamy and a frothy head. The aroma, a lot of tropical fruit, pineapple. I'm actually getting a touch of mango as well. Some tangerine. Not really getting anything that screams apricot, like they say on the label. Maybe that'll come through a little bit more on the palate, but definitely a nice tropical fruit forward aroma. A little bit of like wheat bready malt character coming through once you get through the those hops and the tropical fruit. No alcohol whatsoever on the aroma. It doesn't smell like it's going to be very strong in that department. 7% is kind of getting up there. Pretty standard, I guess, though, for a New England IPA, 6-7%. That range seems pretty common with this particular style. It smells absolutely delightful. I am salivating, so without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers. Mm. Very nice. Getting that tropical fruit right up front. Mostly tangerine, little bit of pineapple, a little bit of mango, but that tangerine is definitely in the front. It's the lead taste that I'm getting. I'm not really getting anything on the palate either that I'm interpreting as apricot. But that's not to say that this is a super fruity, delightful New England IPA. There's a little bit of like a pithiness to this as well. Provides a little bit of bitterness through the middle and on the finish. The body is relatively light for 7% alcohol. It has kind of a cross between, well, it has a slight creaminess to the mouthfeel, but it's not a super creamy mouthfeel like you get with some of the New England IPAs that add a ton of flaked oats or sometimes even lactose to give it that creamy mouthfeel. It doesn't quite have that going on for it, but it is just ever so slight. Um, the finish is pretty crisp, clean, refreshing. That pith that I'm getting, that bittering finish kind of balances out the tropical fruit and bready notes that I'm getting at the front and in the middle of the sip. Pretty easy drinking. Mm. And like I said, none of the alcohol is coming through whatsoever. So relatively sessionable for a little bit of an elevated alcohol product. A little bit of lacing going down the glass there. Nice head retention. This is a winner. Maybe actually a little more bitter than I would particularly like with the style, but that pith, that fruit, that pith character that I'm getting, it does add a significant amount of bitterness on the finish. Still, I mean, it's an excellent New England IPA. It's still a lot less bitter than your traditional IPAs, your West Coast style IPAs. I would highly recommend it. Highland Brewing, they had pretty good distribution, um, at least in the Southeast. They're all over Georgia, obviously North Carolina, South Carolina. I've seen some of their stuff, I believe, in Tennessee, and um, I believe they're available in Florida as well. I don't know how far west they go, but their distribution continues to expand. They're obviously doing pretty well. All the beers that I've had from them are at least in the A minus range. This one is definitely a solid A. I'm going to go with a 94 out of 100. It's a pretty solid A. I would probably give it a few points higher if it wasn't quite as pithy, as bitter on the finish, but it does have all those nice tropical fruit notes that you would expect with a New England style IPA, and the alcohol is masked exceptionally well, and nice and bready as well in the middle with the wheat bread notes that I'm picking up on. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. I'm going to give a shout out to William Kepley. This brewery is in his neck of the woods. He's got a new YouTube channel, which he kind of does, well, he does some reviews on. We've had some beer tournaments and, events on his channel. And a lot of people don't know about him yet, but he does a really good job. He's joined my show before for various events. So I'm going to post an icon. His channel will be right there if you want to click on him and check out his channel. He does good work over there. So once again, that'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And until next time, everybody, cheers.